Is there anyone even on? How many? 3? 2? Awesome. You got the Divinfi freedom ecosystem there. Very cool. Okay. Alrighty. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Another day. It's day, I believe, day 10? Day 10 since pre-launch, and so we're super excited. We have some new products to actually go over today and just share the excitement with you, share the good news of what we're creating here at Divinfi, your freedom ecosystem. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sam Hidja, and I'm going to be your host today, and I'm going to go over some really powerful information. I believe that if you take action on this information, that it could completely change the whole trajectory of your life. And I heard this one time, it was, being around the right people, the right information can literally set you forward years, if not decades. And so you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. And so if you're watching this, whether you're here on Zoom or Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, I just want to say congratulations. So without further ado, let's get right into this information. So, like I said, welcome to Divinfi, the biggest launch in history. Got this little clicker. See if it's gonna work. Okay, there it goes. Before I go into this information, we are gonna be talking about building businesses and also investing. So I need to read this risk disclosure. So past performance is not indicative of future results. Diversification does not eliminate the risk of loss, and all the information provided here is reliable, but it's not guaranteed, and it's for information purposes only, not investment advice. So we're all adults. You're going to make your own decision based off of what you think is best for you. And so our vision here is to create an ecosystem that creates freedom, whether it's time, financial, location, or emotional freedom for all 8 billion people here on Earth. So we're really here to restructure the systems and how we operate, and we need your help. If you see yourself aligning with our vision, then we'd love to have you partner with us. And so it's a really big and deep mission. We have somebody in the waiting room, and so we're actually here based in Dubai. And the reason why Divinfi chose Dubai is because this city is led by entrepreneurs that are on the leading edge of things. They're constantly pushing the envelope, and so they allow entrepreneurs like ourselves to do the same rather than, the politician-led corporations / countries. And so we're super excited to be here in Dubai and just align with, what they're also doing. So moving forward, we're going to talk about some of the products here. The first product, which this may be your first time seeing this, is called Incomeversity. The wealth secrets that the rich teach that you never learned in school, which I never learned in school, which I wish I would have learned in school. And so we got Money Monday today. If you're not, if you don't catch it tonight live, and if you're watching this replay, we will be uploading this into our community library. Then we have Wealthy Wednesdays and Financial Fridays. And so Incomeversity is really helping you break free from the cycle of JOBs, just over brokes. That's what job stands for, and helping you to achieve infinite income. Now, the second product that we have is our banking system. And so what this banking system allows you to do is to be able to spend and send both cryptocurrencies and fiat. So it's really cool. We have virtual and physical cards that you're able to spend anywhere in the world. Unlike CoinZoom or Crypto.com, you can only really get those cards in, like, for example, Canada or the US. For us, we're able to issue these cards worldwide. The only couple of countries where we're not able to get those cars is like the sanctioned countries like the North Koreas and the Russias and so on and so forth. So our third product is called the Divinfi Swiss Fund. It is a hedge fund from Switzerland. And a hedge fund, if you don't know what that means, is just an entity that's able to accept investment and they give you a return. Very simple. So they actually manage billions of dollars, and since 2020, they were able to do 500% return, which is insane to think about because when you look at your traditional bank, they're giving you about 1% on your money after 12 months, after a whole year. And these guys are doing over 100% on average per year. And so the way that they're able to get these gains is utilizing their hybrid advantage, which is using both technology and human expertise. And so it's 40% algorithms, 20% AI, and 40% manual trading, meaning by the actual like humans. And so this is a little bit about the results. They did 5.22% in April 2024, and since January 2020, they're able to do 499.56%. Really awesome. And this is really, really important to think about because no matter where you are in the world, I'm going to use the United States as an example. The United States dollar is losing about 1% in purchasing power from month to month. So every single month, you're able to spend and purchase about 1%. And so after a whole year, you're losing about 12% in purchasing power. So if you were to go to the grocery store by the end of the year, you'd be able to spend and purchase about 12% less. So what's the solution? The solution is to start investing and multiplying your money with real legitimate investments. And so the funny thing is, this is exactly what the banks are doing with your money because you're a customer to them. So you put your money into the bank, they take your money, they go invest it into the different markets, making hundreds and hundreds of percent per year. And then guess what? They give you your measly 1% that doesn't even cover 1 month worth of inflation. So the solution is find legitimate investments and have your money multiply for you. And there was a book I read called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it says that the only way to actually get wealthy is by having your gold coins, aka money, become little soldiers for you and work for you. So even if you don't want to use this investment and utilize our community, I suggest finding some legitimate traders to do that. I mean, I've looked, there's not really much when it comes to actual legitimate traders, especially whenever you have a few $100 to play with. All you're gonna get is the scams, the shams, and the fake PAMs. And so what we did is instead of having for you to fork over 200,000 as a minimum investment with these guys, your minimum investment is $500 US minimum. So what we did is we became the bridge from these hedge funds, these institutional level traders, to the retail investor, aka you. So instead of putting 200,000, you put 500, and you get the actual legitimate investments. So the next couple of products I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to go over the brokerage service today. I'm going to talk about the crypto fund. And so the crypto fund is ran by this guy right here. His name is Josh Willamette. At the age of 21, he took his last $20,000 and he planted it into different crypto projects like the gaming space, AI. Two specific ones that I know that he actually invested in was Matic and VeChain. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to know all this information. But he ended up taking that 20,000 and in a few months, he grew that 20,000 to over $1 million. 120%. So it's a little bit over 300,000 at this point. Now, the thing is, we did the exact same thing with Josh. What we did is we allowed you to get into these same funds for a minimum of $500. And so what Josh is talking about doing about another 500 to 1,000% by the end of the year. So really, really awesome.
Microphone's off, bro.
Wait, bro.
Be right with you, just one moment. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, awesome.
Not yet.
So, okay, so are we good? We good?
Not yet.
Okay, awesome.
Not yet. Okay.
All right, cool. Sorry about that, guys. I think we're good to go now. So, like I said, the crypto fund is, they're going to be doing, he's anticipating to do about, on a conservative side, 500 to 1,000%. And so you're going to be able to invest into this fund for a minimum of $500. And I would recommend getting into that as soon as possible, just because it's for a limited time. Like the way that Josh actually builds how he invests is by purchasing certain coins and then holding them until after the bull run and then selling them off. So he doesn't like actively trade day to day. He just looks for the right projects, invests in them, and then holds them for the duration of the bull run. And so I definitely get in as soon as you can. Now, the last program is called second to last, I'm sorry. So is the transformational program with Don Smith. And so this is one of my favorites just because it shifted everything for me personally. And maybe you're watching this and you've done the same, where you've done a lot of personal development in your life, right? Like for example, for me, I read thousands of books, was listening to audio tapes all the time. I had done transformational leadership. I had done different workshops. I went to the Tony Robbins, the Eric Worre's, did plant medicine, right? Did it all, breath work, got certified in breath work. And when I met this guy, Don Smith, I completely shifted everything in my life. Everything shifted for me in dramatic ways, and I'll explain how. So at the time, I had been traveling Asia for about I think at the time maybe like 6 or 7 months. And I had been going through a lot. I was going through a divorce, I was making pretty good money with my company, but I was also having panic attacks daily. I remember being on the 48th floor of my penthouse in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and I'm like just going through it, and I'm like contemplating suicide. You know, it's like I thought that once I got the money, once I got the girl, everything would be fine, but then like everything was actually worse. So I actually ended up going to jail in Bali, Indonesia. And shortly after, Jamie, he's like, you need to come to the Philippines. And I met Don in person. I met Jamie in person for the first time. And I did Don's program, and it completely shifted everything for me. I went from being addicted to marijuana, smoking it every single day for 12 years, addicted to sex, addicted to people pleasing, addicted to validation, all of these things. And within one session, all of that was completely gone. And so Don has the ability to really just get to the very first trauma that you've ever experienced in your life and help you release it. And so if you don't know, the subconscious mind is wide open from whenever you're in the womb, meaning even before you're on this plane, all the way to 7 years of age, your mind is basically open and is just downloading different programs. And so Dawn is able to help you release it. For me personally, my first trauma was in the womb. And so it's pretty crazy to think that you're experiencing something that far back. Like, how are you supposed to actually know what it is? And so Don's program is unlike anything I've ever experienced, anything I've ever seen. And so he's actually worked with 8 billionaires. You know, even billionaires have their own bullshit, right? Like, there was one of them where he had been addicted to drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, and food. He was going through a divorce. He had major anxiety. He wasn't able to fly his private jet in over 6 months. And after doing the session with Don, like, all of that was completely gone. And then he's also worked with the guys that created the BlackBerry. And he's worked with 60 plus of their executives, one-on-one or in groups. And he was able to help them take the company from $6.8 billion to $68 billion. So talk about crazy, because he helped 10x a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So he's also worked with people that had cancer, or, you know, the top athletes in the world in every single like sport category of sport. So he's worked with the elite of the elite. And so, you know, he's never really been able to work with the average person because they just couldn't afford his services, because some people are paying him $1 million for a session, or $125,000 for a group session. So the last couple of years, Jamie had been working with him, and then we ended up bringing him on, and he's part of the foundation of this company, and that's how we're able to really help people have these crazy breakthroughs, to where now they are understanding their infinite capabilities. So a little bit more about Don and what he does. Hold on. Yeah, this is not working. Okay, cool. So if you've never seen this scale, it's called the Scale of Consciousness. It is out of a book called Power versus Force that was written by Dr. David Robert Hawkins. And he talks about every single emotion is on a scale of consciousness. It is vibrating at a certain frequency. And so if you look at the very bottom, shame is at 20. And then you see fear at 100, enlightenment at a 700 to 1,000. Enlightenment is actually you and I's natural state. And that is where, for example, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, all these great teachers were at. That was the level of consciousness that they were at. Now, a guy named Hitler, he was at a 75. So you can kind of see the difference in the level of consciousness in these different levels, right? So most people on Earth, 80% of people, they're actually vibrating under a 210 consciousness. And so that's saying a lot, right? Most people are actually under the vibration or the level of courage. So, and that's actually 200 is where the level of integrity starts. And so what Don does is, wherever you are on this chart, maybe you're at 100, maybe you're at 200, 300, or whatever. Personally, I was at 125, which is why I had all the addictions. He's able to help you release whatever's holding you back and get to your natural state, which is enlightenment. You see there's the pink and the purple. That's also why here at Divinfi, you see our branding, it's all the pink and the purples. So it's something you just have to experience. I cannot tell you, I can't give you enough words that explains what you receive. And yeah, it's just, you're gonna actually get a chance if you are a part of the membership. We will actually be having our session for new members tomorrow at 9 p.m. Dubai time. And then if you've already done it, if you've already experienced it, then we will have our session for the experienced ones on Thursday, same time. So last product is the AI crypto trading software, which is pretty awesome. It's a software that plugs into your Binance account, and the guy's able to leverage his his software, which he's developed since 2017, and it just trades for you. He doesn't have access to any of your money. He just trades, and essentially it's done about 20 to 50% growth per month. So that's pretty crazy. So we already started testing it. So we'll have that for beta test users here shortly, probably in the next week or two. So keep an eye out for that. Now, let's go next. Okay, awesome. So this is my favorite part, actually. It's the partnership program that we have, and it's what changed my life over 12 years ago. At the time, I was actually buying cars all over the US. I'd be driving like 80 hours a week, purchasing cars, and then we would send them over to overseas, right? Africa, Dominican Republic, Dubai, Saudi, Cambodia, all of these different markets. And it was good money. I made my first 6 figures at the age of 18. But then I realized that everything else was going to shit. I didn't have good relationships. My health was horrible. I was literally living off of cigarette and Red Bulls. It was freaking wild. And I got introduced to this industry of networking, the network marketing model. And so, I can't see. Okay, yeah, we had sorry, got a little distracted there. Basically got introduced to the network marketing model, which completely shifted everything for me because I got introduced to, number one, residual income, which was just life-changing, right? It's like doing the work one time and then getting paid for it over and over and over again. And so if you've ever thought about what residual income is or how you can earn it, just an example, your favorite artist, they go to the recording studio once, they record that song once, they put it on iTunes once, and then every single time someone purchases that song, they get paid. Even Michael Jackson, he's still getting paid and he's not even here, right? So that's residual income for you. And there's also the infinite income potential that you can earn. You can really earn as much as you want. There's no cap. As opposed to a traditional job, your salary is capped and how much you can actually earn is capped. Even if you get to a CEO position, you're capped at how much you can actually earn. So the next thing was that there's no qualifications or experiences needed. And so it doesn't matter if you have a PhD or you are a felon. It doesn't really matter, right? And so for me, that was really important because I wasn't really that good at school. I never really tried, actually. It was just sleeping 7 out of 8 periods. I came from a poor family. We didn't really know much about finances. I was just literally working from, living off of paycheck to paycheck. I dropped out of college, second year. And yeah, it was just crazy. I got introduced to this industry, and then ever since I've made millions of dollars. I've helped people, 24 plus people earn over a 6-figure yearly income. I've traveled to 25 different countries. I've had location freedom, time freedom. And so if I could do it, then you could do it. There's literally nothing that's stopping you from achieving this kind of life except yourself, right? Because we don't need anything other than the fact of you being a part of the system and just utilizing the system for what it does. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Now, the last aspect, which is really cool about the networking model, is that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. You have a whole team that supports you. And so we have several bonuses. We'll talk about those later. And like I said, you're not just joining a company, you're joining a community, an ecosystem that's helping you get to success and to really step into your full power. Now, we are in pre-launch. We're at the very beginning. It's only been like less than 10 days into pre-launch. And so timing when it comes to business is extremely, extremely important because I'll give you an example, right? So NVIDIA, I'm sure some of you have heard of this. If you had invested about $100 in their stock in 2000, you would have over $600 million today. So that's exactly where you are. That's the opportunity that you have today with Divinfi. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to be an entrepreneur and how to be an investor. So there are 4 aspects in how you can earn income. You can either be an employee, you can be self-employed, you can be a big business owner, or you can be an investor. And so being an employee and being self-employed is how you'll continue to work forever and not have enough savings to even retire, right? And so being a big business owner and being an investor is the only way to actually create wealth. 95% of the wealth is made on the right side, meaning on being a business owner, a big business owner, and an investor. That's the only path to financial freedom. So there's 2 types of people. 95% of the people which utilize active income, you work 8 hours at your job, you get paid for 8 hours. You have a supplement shop, you have a flower shop, you have to be there so that way you can actually earn income, right? You don't have any leverage. Now there's the right side, which is the passive income. And so if you're a big business owner or you're an investor, you actually create passive income, which is just getting paid whether you're working or whether you're not. Whether you're sleeping, traveling, using the bathroom, it doesn't really matter. You get paid at any time of the day. So we're going to talk about these ways on how you can actually create passive income being a big business owner and an investor. I'll give you an example of how you're able to be a big business owner utilizing our system. So for example, every single person, if you're watching this, and every single person in this room has the same amount of time. We all have 24 hours in the day, right? So let's take an example of someone that has a big business, Bill Gates, right? So he has 100,000 employees that work for him. Both him and all of his employees, they all have 24 hours in a day, right? So what makes him different than his employees? It's that he has 100,000 employees that work in his system, and so 100,000 times 24 hours in a day, he has 240,000 man hours. So we give you the same capabilities to build a big business without all the overhead, without all of the restriction, being able to have a global business all over the world. And actually, it's only been 10 days and we're in 8 countries. And it would only be possible because of this system that is revolutionizing the world. And it's still very brand new. Like, people still don't understand this model, but hopefully by the end of this presentation, you'll have a better understanding of how you can actually start to leverage your time, other people's time, and have the same advantages of a big business. So let's say you get started with us, and we'll show you how you can get started at the end of this. You're now in the system. If you refer 3 people to the system, to the ecosystem, then your membership is free. So let's say you invite your mom, your brother, your sister. You're going to have 2 teams. You got your left team, you got your right team. You put 2 of them on your left team, 1 on your right. You're now getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 monthly. Pretty cool. Now, let's say they want to do the exact same thing as you. You teach them how you did what you did. Now it multiplies, right? You only need 3. As you see under the required directs, under connector 500, you only need 3. So they do the same thing. Once there's 10 on the left, 10 on the right, you now are getting paid $125 a week, $500 a month. Pretty cool. You know, in the United States right now, there's about 70% divorces, and they say about 50% of divorces could have been avoided with an extra $500 a month. So just give that some thought. Now, Connector 900, same thing. You teach them how to do what you did. You only need 3 personally from yourself, your mom, your brother, your sister. 20 on your left, 20 on your right. You're earning yourself $225 a week. That's $900 a month. Very cool. So just so you know, to create residual income in a traditional sense, one of the ways could be real estate, like long-term rentals, right? So you would invest $250,000, $250,000, you would buy the house and then you would rent it out to someone, and your monthly residual passive income would be about $500. So even at the third rank, you're surpassing an investment of $250,000. So this is pretty crazy. The fact that you can create cash flow out of almost no to little investment. Right now, connector 1500, 40 on your left, 40 on your right. Only 3 needed to come from you. That's $375 a week, $1,500 a month. And I'll show you how powerful this is. So we have our COO, Mr. Will. He's behind the scenes. He's helping get this rolling, actually. So shout out to him. But he was living in the Philippines. He was working as a customer support agent, and he was earning himself $300 a month, which is crazy. But that's actually a pretty good salary. In about 3 months, in the last gig, he went. How many people did you bring into the system? 3. So he brought 3 people in. And after 3 months, he had 40 on his left team, 40 on his right team. He was earning himself over $1,500 a month. So he 5x his salary within 3 months. So even in the United States and Canada, an extra $1,500 a month, that's pretty awesome. That's rent and groceries and all these different things, car insurance. Now, network of 3K, you only need 3. Once again, 75 on your left, 75 on your right. You're earning yourself $750 a week. That's $3,000 a month. At this rank or the next rank, you could just go full time. You don't have to. You could do whatever you want. If you love your job, do that. But some extra money always helps. Now, network of 5K, you need 4 that come from you. So let's say it's your brother, your sister, your mom. Now you invite your cousin, 200 on your left, 200 on your right. You only need 4 that come from you. Now you're earning $1,250 a week. That's $5,000 a month. And as you see, it just goes up and up and up. It's exponential. $9,000 a month, $15,000 a month. And maybe you're watching this, you're like, I don't know, I've never made that kind of money. Or maybe you're like, I'm making this kind of money now, but I know how hard I have to work for it. So what I want to tell you is that with our system, you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to even do what I'm doing. You don't have to speak. You don't have to present. All you got to do is plug into our system, and system just stands for saving you some time, energy, and money. So you just plug into the system, you get people here, you invite them here, and you can earn life-changing money. And I have an example. I had this girl, her name was Tiffany. She was a waitress. This is about 7-8 years ago. And she was super shy. She's very much an introvert. And all she did was invite people to the meetings. And after 3 months, she went from earning less than $2,000 a month as a waitress to earning over $15,000 a month. And she never did a single presentation. Her first presentation was after she hit $15,000 a month. Her mom, same thing. Her mom was working at a warehouse. Ended up earning over $10,000 a month. Her uncle just came from Vietnam. He ended up earning over $10,000 a month. And they were all like driving brand new Mercedes, right? So if they could do it, you could do it. Now, speaker 25K, $25,000 a month, $50,000 a month, all the way to $100,000 a month. On this slide, $1 million a month. I'm not going to go into all of this. You can see there's a lot of money to be made. Here, there's the next slide. There is $8 million a month. And as people start to hit these ranks, we'll definitely open up more and more ranks. But I mean, like seriously, I mean, $8 million a month is, I mean, you can't even spend that every month. So how do you get started? We have one pack. It's called the Freedom Pack. And so with the Freedom Pack, it's $235 to start the first month. And then every month after that, it's $149 a month. If you get 3 customers, then yours is free. So pretty cool. Now, you get the Swiss fund, the crypto fund, Dawn's transformation, the international debit card for both crypto and fiat. You get the AI crypto trading software. Right now it's in beta testing. And also you get the Inconversity, which is all of this. I mean, each one by itself is worth probably multiple of what we're charging, but we're giving you all of that for only $149 a month. So extremely valuable. This is what I wish I had when I was first getting started in my career. So it's really awesome what we've put here together. And there's a reason why we call it the Freedom Pack. So yeah, Divinfi is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards financial freedom and personal empowerment. So join us. If you want to get started, what you need to do is get back to the person that sent you this video. If you're watching this later or if you're on here live, get back to them and ask them for their personal link and then utilize that link to get started. Now, like I said, our transformations with Dawn is every Tuesday and Thursday. Tomorrow is for new clients, Thursday is for existing clients. If you want to join, make sure to scan this QR code and answer the questionnaire because there are some important information that you need to answer. It'll just bring up all the things that you need to look at in order to have a powerful transformation. And if you want to stay connected with us, here's a QR code. You can scan it. We have all of our social medias on there. Do we have our Telegram in here? Yeah. Okay, awesome. There's also the Telegram. I'd highly suggest joining that. And yeah, we're going to be here. It's 7:44. We have our Inconversity call. We're going to be going over how to become a network marketing pro in about 15 minutes. I would definitely join. And we will be seeing you for our overview call tomorrow at the same time. The emails didn't go out today, so if you didn't see an email, that's why. But we're working on getting that situated. So I would definitely, if you're already in the system, definitely invite some people to see this information with you. You should be having at least 1 to 2 guests every single call. And yeah, appreciate you guys for being here. It's been awesome. And we'll see you here in about 15 minutes. Ciao.